I think the restart at the end of the race was a very good indication and an example of how Cole's matured as a driver this year. To watch him go in turn one, and he was literally third going into one, and watch how he did what he had to do to get himself in a good position to get off of turn two was remarkable. And literally, I've watched the replay 4 times, and I still haven't totally 100% figured out exactly what he did behind the steering wheel, but it was super impressive. And, as dominant as they were to the end, and then have a caution come out at the end, and watching the truck race last night, you see how much chaos, and maybe these truck kids can learn from what happened tonight. I mean, you had all 4 guys up there up front and never laid a wheel on each other and raced for a championship, didn't just play bumper cars. So I'm really proud of Cole. I'm proud of the job he did. I felt like he drove an excellent race the entire time from start to finish. He was smooth. He was methodical. Him and JT worked through what changes needed to be made. And, when it came down to it on a 2-lap restart, the start of the restart didn't look very good, but what he did, getting himself in position off of turn 2 and then finishing off in 3 and 4 was really impressive. I'm super impressed with the job he did.
We'll go here to Jeff.
Tony, on the topic of respect, you watched the race last night and you're like, oh, well, I'm kind of like losing all faith in the next generation that's coming up, seeing how they race. And then you watch the restart tonight and how clean those 4 guys raced. And you're like, oh, well, maybe it's not that bad. Where do you see the evolution of this next generation coming up in terms of respect and understanding how to race and all that kind of thing?
Do I need to do anything?
I desperately hope young kids that are racing go-karts, quarter midgets, bandoleros, you name it, any of these young kids, tonight's the example that you want to go off of, not last night. That was an S show last night. And the scary part, and I had conversations with people today about it, and what scares me is these kids watch that and think that that's what they're supposed to do. And you go to go-kart races and kids' parents are fighting because one kid's dumping another kid because that's what they see on TV. And tonight was a great example that that's not how you have to race. You can race clean, you can race door to door, you can race hard, but you can race each other with respect. And I think that's the Truck Series has a 0% amount of it. You watched that show last night, and it was whoever was going to have a straight car at the end of the race.